Hey, happy Saturday morning. Happy 4th of July weekend. Welcome to the Empowered Living community. You want to pay attention to this teaching. It's going to be about 8 minutes long on the Fully Resourced program, and there is a special bonus we're doing just this weekend, something we've never done before, so pay attention to the comments down below, and we'll jump right in. It's about 8.5 minutes, and we're picking up on this idea here on now the use of our intellectual faculties. How do we use our intellectual faculties, the 6 mental muscles we have, to help us shape and form our thought? James Allen said, take the helm of thought. And using these 6 intellectual faculties correctly is absolutely the best way to do it. So enjoy this teaching. I'll see you on the other side.
So one of the ways we are programmed, as I said before, is through our 5 senses. We experience our outside world through our ability to see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Our conscious thoughts are greatly influenced in this way, and it takes no real thinking. We can literally veg out in front of the TV and mindlessly watch the mindless, the Kardashians, cable news, talking heads spewing their agendas, commercials anchoring ideas of our need for their products. We can also enter into mindless conversations with mindless people, the office gossip, the friends or relatives who continue to rehash all of the dramas from the last 10 years. This is why George Bernard Shaw said that 2% of the people think, 3% of the people think they think, and 95% of the people would rather die than think. And I think he was onto something there. All you have to do is just stop, sit, and listen to a group of people talk at the lunch table, and you'll see most of their conversations are based on things in the past, and they have no control over those things and create nothing but more of the same. What we want to do is really think. I mean, really think. Thinking at the level of creation, thinking into our emerging future. And you can do that using your intellectual faculties. These are like 6 mental muscles, and they serve as resources to design and create the life that we want. We can also use these to alter our current self-image, to affect the change we want in our self-image without the conditions of the red alert warning that triggers all of those negative emotions like fear and doubt and confusion and worry, anxiety, and negative self-judgment. After studying the lives of nearly 25,000 people for more than 20 years, and some of those people were some of the highest achievers of their time: Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, the Wright brothers, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Woolworth, Napoleon Hill wrote the book, Think and Grow Rich. And in the book, he said that he came to the conclusion that it wasn't that people had an abundance of generalized or even specialized knowledge that led them to their great achievements. It's that they had developed their intellectual faculties to such a high degree that they could manifest or create whatever it is that they wanted without violating the rights of other people. What he was saying was, these people weren't any smarter than you or I. It wasn't that they had gathered a knowledge that nobody else had access to, that led them to these great riches and great notoriety and great discovery. It's that they had learned to access these resources already within themselves. And they learned to develop these resources so they could work with the laws of their being and the laws of creation. There is no need, and was no need for them, to exercise the tricks often used when people compete with other people. No need to manipulate, lie, steal, cheat, deceive, or take advantage of other people. They didn't need to operate on the competitive field. They operated on the creative field, and on that fertile field of possibility where there are no limits to the ideas and resources. All things are yours. Thomas Troward would write, to take all that you wish from this great storehouse. It's sad and strange that a 5-year-old can very quickly rattle off what their 5 senses are. But most educated adults have no clue what their intellectual faculties are. You're going to learn them here, and more importantly, you're going to learn how to use them to design and create the life you would really love to create. So we're going to go back to our diagram of the stick person, and you can follow along in your workbook. You see the puffy thought cloud there with the letter Y in the conscious mind, representing this new idea that you have, this Y-type idea. Y simply means that it's new and far beyond what your current results are. You see another puffy cloud with an X in the middle of it, and in the subconscious mind. This X represents the current programming and conditioning that makes up your current self-image. To the right of the body, you see the circle with the letter R and X in it. This represents your current results, and the X represents the results that you are in harmony with within your current self-image, and not your new formed Y-type idea. You also see the 5 antennae connected to the top of the conscious mind. These again represent your 5 physical senses that most of us have been programmed to use when forming our thoughts. You'll also notice I've added 6 lines to the left of the diagram, and I want you to now write in on each one of these lines one of these 6 faculties on each line. They are in no special order, so don't allow your kind of programmed mind to try to play a trick on you and divert your attention from the lesson at hand and have you spiral down a thought pattern about, which one comes first and which one is more important. They are all equally important, and they all work in harmony with some or all of the others at different times. Just as your ability to feel is in harmony with your ability to speak or see. So, on the first line, write the word reason. Then, on the next line, write the word imagination. Then, next line, write the word will. And then on the next line, write the word intuition. The next line, write memory. And then write the word perception. So these are your 6 intellectual faculties that you have as inner resources to help you think on the creative plane. Like all things, these 6 are subject to the 7 laws of creation. Those are, again, in no special order, and you can write them out on the lines that are at the bottom of the page under the heading 7 Universal Laws of Creation. They are cause and effect, gender, vibration, rhythm, polarity, relativity, and here's the big one, perpetual transmutation. Now, we're going to dig deeper into these later in the program, I promise. But for now, just know that these are the laws. These are not theories. They are always being expressed to, with, and through you. So the law of polarity is the law of opposites. And it tells us in the simplest and easiest understanding that everything in the universe has an opposite. For up, there is down. For left, there is right. For hot, there is cold. For in, there's out. Okay? And we're going to get more into these later on. So you can see and you can use our 6 intellectual faculties correctly or incorrectly, right? By the law of polarity. You can use them correctly or incorrectly. The error most people make when using these 6 intellectual faculties is they use the negative expression of the faculty rather than the positive expression. What do I mean by that?
I absolutely love that teaching. Maybe I'm partial to it, it's mine, but I have learned so much from using these intellectual faculties. We build on this and the 7 laws as we go deeper into the program. So I hope you'll continue to join me on Saturdays. Again, happy 4th of July. This is one of my absolutely favorite weekends, and I'm especially excited because I get to hang out with 2 of my favorite guys. Caleb, who is 5, and Emerson, who would tell you that he is not 4, he is 4.5. And we're just having a great time. They spend half their time up in Canada, and then half their time down here with their fiance, with my fiance Holly, here at our home in Florida. And we've just had fun this week preparing for the 4th of July celebration. We're going to celebrate independence and freedom here in America, and so it's been a week of drawing flags, learning to say the Pledge of Allegiance, singing songs and our national anthem. And it's just been a great time. I absolutely love this holiday. And, you know, freedom is defined as the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. That's what freedom is defined as. Independence is defined as thinking or acting for oneself, being an independent thinker, not influenced by the thought or actions of other people. And, you know, sadly, many people are going to celebrate freedom and independence, but never actually experience that in their own lives. Most people are not free, and most people are not independent. Most people are held hostage to debt. They're not able to live financially free, and therefore they're not able to express their full potential. They're not able to live their calling or their purpose. They live their life from money may I. I spent the first half of my life doing that. I'd go to the grocery store, and what would end up in the shopping cart was what I could afford to buy, not what I wanted. When I would go to a restaurant, I would look at the menu, and I'd have to read it from the right to the left. The price would determine what I was going to eat that day, not what I wanted. If I wanted a new pair of shoes or clothing, it would be money may I. What could I or couldn't I afford? If I ever had an opportunity to go away or take a couple of days off, where I would go and how I would stay would be controlled by money. I didn't have freedom and independence. Most people will celebrate freedom and independence this weekend, but very few people will have created it for their own lives or for their families. And it's why I created the Fully Resourced program, to help people learn how to create financial freedom, financial independence in their own lives, for their families, to be able to give them an opportunity to experience the ability to freely think, to move their agenda forward in the world. It's one of the reasons why on this platform I've committed to teaching this program and others. I taught a whole series on Think and Grow Rich for free. I'm teaching this program from one of my core programs. This program requires an investment, and I'm teaching from it for free because I know there's people who are where I was when I wanted to grow and start the journey of personal growth and development. I couldn't afford to buy the program. It was all I could do to pay my share of the rent with the 4 other guys I was sharing a 2-bedroom apartment with. There were times where I would have to park my car 2 blocks away because I was so late on the car payment, I was hiding it from the repo man. Months that had over 28 days were the worst months of my life because I was already running out of money before the end of the month. The other reason why I teach it is for free is because there's people who have the financial resources. They could make the stretch to invest in themselves. But like I faced, I lacked the self-worth and self-belief that I was worthy of the investment. I didn't believe I was worth investing in. And so for that reason, on this platform in the Empowered Living community, a community of people committed to supporting this idea of empowerment, this idea of freedom and independence, we we give free teachings on this platform, programming almost 24 hours a day with free content, because we want to make it accessible for everybody who wants to grow, who wants freedom and independence in their life. We want to be the channel through which they can have those resources. And for some of you, you can make that investment, and you're not sure if you're worth the investment. You're questioning whether you can really create freedom and independence in your life. And for you, this weekend, and this weekend only, we're going to do a special. And if you click on the link below, you can speak with one of our program directors and let them hear what it is that you want to create, the freedom that you want. Let them hear the independence that you want to live your dream, to live your calling. The men and women who you'll be speaking to on our team love people. They spend every single day fighting for people's dreams. So if you haven't yet created true freedom and true independence in your life, click on the link below. I believe this fully resourced program will help you do it. It has for me, it has for hundreds of other people. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you, and be well.